Pastime is a fairly old game mode. Being added back in 2016, it had a short-lived popularity upon release and then quickly drifted into obscurity. The concept of Pastime is, as the game says, a mix of soccer, hockey, basketball. Each map is symmetrical, with 3 goals on each team's side. At the middle of the map, a ball, called the Jack, spawns, and the goal is to score a goal with the Jack. When a player picks up the Jack, they are given a temporary speed boost, but are marked for death and lose the ability to fire any of their weapons. They can throw the Jack by pressing left click. This can be used to either score a goal, free your hands to fire your weapons, or pass to teammates. If the Jack holder is joined by a teammate, they will lose the marked for death effect, and every person near the holder will inherit the speed of the fastest member there. If you are around a teammate holding the Jack, you will also slowly regenerate health. But the strongest attribute the Jack has is that it grants the wielder the ability to see the location of every enemy player. The Jack can be picked up by walking close to it, or you can steal it by hitting the enemy holding the Jack with a melee hit. You can also press Mel Must button to call for a pass from your teammates. Don't spam it though, or you might get disconnected. There are 3 different types of goal. A regular circular goal that you have to throw the ball into to score, a goal at the very end where the only way to get a goal is to run into it with the Jack, and a bonus goal that occasionally opens up. It requires you to use a launch pad to get to it, but it's worth 3 points. Pastime only has 3 maps: Brickyard, District, and Timbertown. Each map is, as previously stated, symmetrical, and all across the movement tools such as speed boosts and launch pads can be found, which can allow you to get into a good position or to get past a sticky situation. Every class has their own place in the game mode. Scouts are good for scoring goals and picking off targets on their own. Soldiers are good at dealing damage and taking care of sentries. Snipers are excellent at picking off reinforcements for the Jack wielder, or even the one carrying the Jack itself. Engineers are able to build sentries, therefore they are very powerful at defending the goals. Spies can drop in and backstab higher priority targets, as well as get crits with their Diamondback. So, is it fun? Well, it depends on if you're winning or not. No words can describe the feeling of just barely running past a sentry nest alive and scoring a goal, or the feeling of outplaying your opponent and killing them or managing to slip past them. But at the same time, if the enemy team is simply too good, or there's too many sentries to be able to get by, it feels like you're constantly bashing your head against a brick wall. It can be one of the most infuriating game modes to play if you're having a bad match. Not to mention that most players have probably either never played the game mode before, or are so good they single-handedly carry their team. Pastime is a very competitive game mode, but losing often feels like you've been cheated by the game, not because you weren't skilled enough. With how few players actually play the game mode, auto balances are almost guaranteed to happen every single match. Not to mention just how tiring it can be. The game works on a first to 5 basis, but if no team manages to score that many goals, the match has a full 15-minute long timer, which can be excruciating, especially when your team is in disadvantage. One of the main motives for playing the game early on is earning its 2 achievements, but after that, there's no real reason to play it. But despite all this, it can honestly be a really enjoyable game mode that tests you in ways other game modes simply can't. Sure, it can be very one-sided and the queue times are horribly long, but sometimes winning just one match is enough to satisfy you. I'm not saying you should constantly play it, but I'm saying try it out every once in a while. Who knows, you might end up having a good time. So, in the end, yeah, it's fun. Thanks for watching.